Hey guys, this is Vid Maxim. Who do I have online with me tonight? It's been a long time. Hey Ronnie, how are you? All right, who else do we have here? Let's see who has who Prakash, how are you, man? I will go over those in just a little bit. Those night. Hey, how are you? Carrie. Carrie is the Shiba Inu. Jeff. Good evening. Nivek, you're taking a hemorrhoid, huh? Okay, sorry about that. Ronnie, I'm doing really well. I've been so busy the last few days. That's why I haven't uploaded any video. Yes, Jesse Loya. Those is yeah. This Doge he is still sleeping, but it's not really bad as we think. Oh, polka dot. Yes, I will go over polka dot. I mean, polka dot. That's a great project. I don't know if you watched my latest, the last video I uploaded. Let's see, last video I uploaded. I mean, it's been very much follow how we had anticipated. I said that like polka dot would run up to about 50. It actually bust right through that. But then immediately after that, it retraced because the minute it tested this resistance trend line, it's retraced. And I guess like if you watch my video, I said I would expect polka dot retrace to about 45, 46 before it bounced up and run to about 58, I think. So polka dot has been doing exactly how I had anticipated. Let's see who else here. David, all right, I'll go over those in a little bit. Those night, man, yeah, those is hey, those now is the Rip Van Winkle of crypto. James Lee, I am doing really good. How about you? Chang, how are you? Arion, well, my let's look at Polkadot first. Well, my near-term target price for Polkadot is 58. All right. And then once it hit 58, we'll look at a different target. But all I do is look at like the near term. And based on what I've seen with Polkadot, I mean, it broke out of this really nice little bull flag here. And it's been really trending up following this upward channel. And that's why if you watch I was going to do an update for Polkadot today, but I just been so busy. I believe the last Polkadot video that I did, I don't know, let's see here. It's probably on my on this channel here, Optionzilla. Let's see here. I believe that's the one. Yeah, Polkadot. the last one that I did was like 1 week ago. And this one here, I remember that I predicted that Polkadot would run to about 50. But momentum kind of pushed it past that because I was expecting once it tests the resistance of this upward channel, it would retrace. And I think that's exactly what it did. It closed right at 50 um, today. Now is a new session. It's been retracing, and I kind of like expect it would probably retrace to about 46, which is right in the middle of this upward channel before stabilize and then run up. I mean, my target is right at 58 as part of this breakout. And once it hit 58, we'll look at a different target based on how the chart is going to form. I'll probably do an update for the year-end projection later on this week. Bren, hey, how are you doing? I will go over SHIB as well. Carmine, do you think Elon will have another run? What do you mean by? What do you mean, Elon? Well, I'm not sure I understand that. Nay, how are you, man? Doge only when with Maxim stuff flirt with Solana. Let's look at Solana. By the way, I love Polkadot. I mean, if you don't have Polkadot, you definitely want to take a look at this because, hey, you get 12% interest if you buy Polkadot on Voyager. On top of that, I mean, since the first time when I talked about Polkadot, it was like around $30 like a month ago, and now it's almost 50. Carrie, he means Doge lawn. Oh, okay, I'll go over that too. Uh, Solana is another great project. I mean, let quickly go over Solana here. Solana is going to 280. I mean, Solana is almost similar to Polkadot. Broke out of this really nice bull flag here, and it's been really trending up, following this upward channel here. I mean, it's just like up and down like this, but the trend is definitely up, just like that. So Polkadot is another really good project. Look, um, I have Doge, but Doge sucks. I understand, but here's one thing. Remember this here. Let's talk about Doge, okay? I think let's look at Doge. We are saying that Doge is sucks really. I mean, it is because it's been really slow. But at the same time, folks, remember Shiba. Let's take a quick look at Shiba. What I want to do is I want to do this kind of like comparison chart. Let's look at like Doge on this chart here. All right, this is Doge here. And let's look at Shiba. All right, this chart here is Shiba. Don't forget that Shiba for almost 6 months, around like the middle of May, all the way until about like the first week in October, it didn't do anything. I mean, a lot of people got out of Shiba because they all said that like Shiba was sucks. But the minute it break out, and remember what I said, the longer it takes to consolidate, the minute it break out, it would go very far. And that's exactly what Shiba did. If you look at Doge, very much the same thing. Even though, I mean, Doge actually, we see some sort of movement. It's not as bad as Shiba was. Okay? So, I mean, right now, Shiba is not moving yet. But just don't count it out yet. Because when you look at Doge, let's look at the chart right now. Let me remove this Bollinger Band so that it's less stuff. All right. When you look at Doge right now, Doge is trading a little bit below 27 cents. I mean, I like to see those stay at or above 27 cents. But I'm pretty sure by late on tonight or tomorrow, those will probably bounce up and close over that. Because if you look at like the past few days, every time when the price dipped below 27 cents or below this red line, which is the 10 days moving average, it bounced right up. And if you look at the way the Doge is, it is still trending upward. Don't forget that. I mean, look at this here. It continued to set this like lower high, lower high, lower high. And technically, it is still like outside, or it broke out of the symmetrical wedge. It's just, I mean, it's just low. Why? Because somehow the volume is still not there yet. And that is the problem we have. But at the same time, we've seen like when those spike like that, you see the volume pick up drastically. So you just, I mean, we just gotta let it do what it's supposed to do. Here, the biggest problem I see is this here. Because when you look at this chart, even though we had this really very bullish signal, which is the 10-day crossover the 50-day, but technically those is still inside this death cross. The 50 days cross over and drop below the 200 days around the 1st in October. But if you look at the 50-day, it's starting to reverse direction now. Let's go back to like Bitcoin when Bitcoin was under that death cross. Let me do this here. See, this is when we have the death cross. After that, the price continued to retrace. And then when the 50 days started to reverse direction, that's when we see the price starting to run up. So, I mean, when you look at Doge, that is what it is doing right now. I mean, it's just a little bit slow. It could be because like Shiba right now is still getting all the attention. But when I look at those from a pure technical perspective, it is still looking great. Nay, too many those memes, that could be the case, but I still believe that those is going to run. And that's one of the reason why. I mean, you know, I did that like crypto trading episode. I still got my money on Doge for that, and I haven't like get rid of that because I still believe that it's gonna pop. It just like, I mean, right now the way we look at Doge is like, I mean, it take one step forward, 3 step backward. But here is the thing: the minute it retraces, you see it bounce right back up and trade over the 10 days again. So just give it some more time. I mean, Doge is not gonna go away. I'll probably do another update video in which I will explain more detail about those coins. But for me right now, I mean, just hang tight. the last thing you want to do right now is really, I mean, let's say get rid of those and buy Shiba, because Shiba has been running up so much. Okay, I mean, if you look at Shiba right now, it is way overextended. And last time when I did the video about Shiba, I said that, like, I mean, we would likely see some sort of like a retracement. Let me see if I can redraw it somewhere here. Yeah, 50% retracement, which is, that's what it did. It ran up all-time high, then retraced to about 50% retracement. But at the same time, I said there's a good chance that it could even drop down to about like 61.8%, which is roughly at around like the 0.5. If you look at Shiba right now, I mean, I like Shiba, but Shiba is way overextended. And that's why the last few days, when you look at Shiba, it run up, but then, I mean, the minute you think that it's gonna kind of like pop, it retrace. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour here. If you look at Shiba right now, okay, establishes the all-time high, then drop. This is like 50% retracement. This is when it dropped all the way down to, let me see here, what is it here? 0.57. Okay, and that's what I said. It would, I mean, the first would be at around 38.2%, and then 50%. That's what it did. Next thing could potentially happen is 61.8%. But here's the thing. So far, I mean, it bounced. But the minute you see it run up, retrace, run up, it's lower than this prior high now. Retrace, this time it dropped to about, let's see here, around, I mean, this is almost like it found a support right at this prior high here. Okay, right at this point. There it is. Then it bounced right up. But then the minute it ran up to this point, it's starting to retrace. It's lower than that. So that's what I am thinking. Why? Because I still believe that the Bollinger Band is just like way overextended right now for it to be able to mount another kind of like run up. I mean, we've seen like how these things retrace. I mean, let's go back and look at like even earlier during the year here. Look at it on this 4 hour chart. All right. I just want to show you guys. I mean, normally, what happened? That's in 12 hours. Okay, here it is. I mean, when you look at this, let me see what. Yeah, this is around the May time frame. Let me see if we can look at it at 4 hours so that we can see it better. Around the May time frame. Wow. All right, here it is. I mean, it took a long time, but here. This is exactly how I see Shiba is doing right now. Around the May time frame. First, it ran up, retrace, ran up, established its all-time high, retrace, ran up again, but the high is lower than the all-time high. Retrace, spike up again. The high is lower than the prior high. You see that continue because the Bollinger Band was way overextended. When it retraced like this, it allowed the Bollinger Band to contract. The Bollinger Band get to the point where the width has to be very tight. I mean, this a lot of momentum is being built up. Then the minute it popped, you would see that. If you guys watch the video I did for like Axie Infinity, I mean, we look at the same thing. Look at Axie. This is Axie Infinity here. I mean, I did a video right around this time. I said if we look at like the Bollinger Band, how nicely the Bollinger Band formed. And I said that the minute Axie popped, we would see this vertical rise. Why? Because so much momentum is being built up. The minute it spikes, that's what you're going to see. Another thing is like when you look at like, let me see if I can find an example. If you see another chart where you have the same sort of like run up, but let's say if the Bollinger Band is a little bit wide like that, you tend to have this sort of like run up, not this sort of like vertical run up. So let's go back to Doge again. So Doge, the Bollinger Band is extremely tight. A lot of momentum is being built right now. That's why I still believe that it's just a matter of time before we see those spike. Last time when those first spike, you see this very nice, let me see here. This very nice run up there, see? It's just, I'm not sure what happened. The volume is not there yet. We need volume like this. Then we would have this sort of like a run up. So just give those some time. I mean, you know, anybody who look at this chart have to say that. I mean, those is still looking very bullish. It is still trending upward. It's just that it is moving a lot slower than we anticipate. I mean, especially everyone is looking at Shiba, how Shiba ran up, and then we all want those to run up like Shiba. Okay, and the funny thing is this guy. If you watch the old video that I did for Shiba, I keep on comparing Shiba to Doge when Shiba was going through this consolidation. Doge had been trading sideways for such a long time. Very similar to Shiba here. The Bollinger is forming, building up very nicely. I do expect to see this sort of spike up. It may not run as much as Shiba. Why? Because the market cap for those is already at like over 30 billion. Shiba, when it spiked up, right at this point, the market cap was less than 10 billion. That's why it can run a lot further, because the higher the market cap, the harder for this thing to run up. So we just have to keep that in mind. scary. Could it get to $1 if Bitcoin goes viral? I definitely think $1 is possible, but I am not sure that it can get to $1 by the end of this year. Why? Because we are looking at right now. It's like November, okay? And Doge is still at around 26 cents. So what I like to see is I like to see Doge just hit my target right at this point, about 55 cents here. I mean, if it can break out and hit my target as part of like the breakout of this symmetrical triangle, at 55 cents, I would be very happy. Then I do expect to see some sort of retracement, stabilize, and then potentially run up again. So $1 is, I think, is definitely possible, but this year it's going to be hard. The same thing is like, I mean, the last few times when I was on live, we were talking about Bitcoin. I mean, people were predicting that Bitcoin would run up to 100,000 or 200,000 by the end of the year. I said it's going to be extremely difficult because when you look at Bitcoin, right now, until Bitcoin can get out of this head and shoulder pattern, I mean, there is still a chance that Bitcoin could retrace. I think when you look at this here, 4 hour chart, I mean, you look at like this here, go up, down, up, down, up, down. So what you're seeing here is it is forming this like head and shoulder here on this 4 hour chart. And this is the neckline. Okay. So far, Bitcoin is trying to invalidate this head and shoulder by basically trading over 60,000. But the problem is, if you look at like this, the way this thing moved over the past couple of weeks, every time I'm going to end up to about 62, a lot of rejection. Retrace, try to bounce, get rejected again. I mean, we don't know if Bitcoin were to kind of like break down below 60, then we could have a problem. I hope that I'm wrong. I mean, but for Bitcoin to get to 100,000 or 200,000, I mean, it's kind of like far-fetched. I would love to see Bitcoin get to about like 70,000. So the thing, I mean, one of the thing is, you guys know me by now. The most important indicator that I follow is the volume. And so far, when you look at like Bitcoin, I don't like it because it's been running up on very, very low volume. That's what I don't like. Because the problem is when you have it run up on this low volume, it does not take the short seller that much to drive the price down. So what's happening is when you see this sort of run up on low volume, you tend to see the flash crash. You tend to see like within 2 hours, 3 hours, 10% drop. I mean, it's that easy. And that is something that I don't like. But hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, since Bitcoin already established this all-time high, which is a crossover the prior high. Now it is retracing. Hopefully it's going to be stabilizing and try to make another run up. So the key is Bitcoin has to trade over 60,000. That's why the past weeks, every time when you see Bitcoin drop to about 60,200, 60,300, it bounced right up. I mean, that is a good sign. Let's look at like the 1 hour here. So just like right here, this was the big flash crash that we have. I mean, when Bitcoin dropped all the way to 56,000, huge sell volume. This is what I was referring to. Like, I mean, when it run up on low volume, you tend to have this sort of like problem, flash crash. Fortunately, buyers step in and push the price up. Just imagine we don't have this. Then all of a sudden we're looking at trading at 55, 56,000 again. Then it's going to take some time to get to this. And if you look at Dogecoin, the biggest problem with Dogecoin right now that we have not seen that sort of like spike like Shiba, because there's almost like no volume. The only time when we saw some volume was when those spike up to about 28, 29 cents. See this little right here. And on the 28th, you see this big volume spike up. And I'm kind of like disappointed that we don't see it. But at the same time, it's like with Doge. Doge has been trading sideways for a long, long time. So what happened is you have a lot of like frustrated retail investors. The minute they see this big spike up in price, many of them probably got rid of Doge because they couldn't stand it anymore. But the minute the people who want to sell finish selling, then we are going to see that sort of run up. That happened around May as well. So I am still, I still believe that Doge is due to run up. I just don't think that like Doge is like dead. No, I don't think so. It's just been slow. That's it. So much attention has been put on like Shiba, but I think Shiba would likely trade sideways for a while. Shiba ran up to point 0.9. Now it's retraced up, down. It's going to be like that. Very similar to like Cellular Network. Remember when Cellular Network spiked up so much, and then I sold like some of the Cellular Network to buy Doge, and I got a lot of comment about people saying that I'm crazy because Cellular would run to about like 50, 60 cents. No. Why? Because the same thing. Cellular spiked up from 2 cents all the way to 20 cents. That is 10 times. Same as like Shiba. And Cellular Network is a great project. It is very tightly integrated with like Polkadot. And Polkadot has been going up like crazy. And yet Cellular has not. Why? Because again, when you look at Cellular, let's look at Cellular here. Look at this Bollinger Band. See how tight it formed. When Cellular was kind of like traded sideways in consolidations, Bollinger Band set up perfectly. Then you got that spike. Volume spike up. The Bollinger Band expanded. And then after that, we saw this sort of like vertical run up. Ran all the way to 20 cents. At this point, look at the Bollinger Band. Way, way overextended. That's why it has to retrace. And then when it spiked up to about 19 cents, everybody was saying that, oh, it's ready to run again. But I said no, because the Bollinger Band is just like too wide when you look at this here. Let me see if we can see this. Look at this Bollinger Band. The width, it's too wide. There's no way that there would be enough momentum to support another spike up. And that's exactly what happened. After that, it retraced. Continue to consolidate as the Bollinger Band get tighter. So now it get to the point where I believe that seller network is very close to the next run up in price. I mean, right now it's starting to trade sideways. Very soon, the minute it trade over the 10 days, that is when we see that it would likely spike up. When you look at this chart, I mean, they are all of them are the same. Let's look at like Harmony One, the same thing. This is Harmony One. First, Harmony One was in consolidation. So you see the Bollinger Band, very tight. Spike ran up all the way from about like 8 pennies to 23 cents. And look at the Bollinger Band, way overextended. That's why Harmony retraced, dropped all the way to about 11 cents. Before it bounced up, the Bollinger Band contracted, and then it started to run up again. And now if you look at the Bollinger Band, again, the Bollinger Band now is way overextended. That's why you see Harmony One is retracing right now to allow the Bollinger Band to contract. I mean, that's why it doesn't matter which crypto or which stock, how doesn't matter how great the crypto is. You always have this run up and then retrace. Run up, retrace. Run up, retrace. Yes, yes, Coty is releasing. I like Coty. I mean, yeah, I mean, Coty started running right now. I think I did a video on Coty not long ago when because I was looking at this Bollinger Band, and then it been like trading over 10 days, and then after that it popped, ran to about 70 cents. Right now it is still on its way up. So I know we all kind of like get upset at Doge, but just give it some time, okay? Just give it some time. I mean, I would be like worried when those get inside this triangle again. I mean, but right now, I mean, it's still trending up, and we've seen that the last few days. It dropped below 27 cents, bounced right back up. So it continued to trade outside of the symmetrical wedge. I mean, technically, it broke out. I am not sure why the volume is not there yet. Shiba spike up because we have the volume. I mean, look at Shiba right now. Yeah, see here? Shiba has the volume, and that's the difference. But Shiba is way overextended right now. That's why yesterday we saw Shiba spike up, but then it's starting to retrace again because I mean, unless there is some great news that come out, I just don't believe that this Bollinger Band can support another spike up right away. I mean, the width here is just so wide. Now, somebody talked about like those Mars, which is like the let's see here. I even tracked that. This guy here, isn't it? Doge lawn. It's already ran up a lot, but here's the problem with this. Like, I mean, this is like tiny cap. It's like 1 billion. Let's see what is the market cap for Doge Lawn right now. No, this is Dogecoin. Doge Lawn. Oh, Doge. Yeah, this is this here. The market cap is only like 1 billion. I mean, so it's really tiny. And sometime when the market cap is low, they can run it up a lot more. But let's see here. Yeah, but it's yeah, right now it is setting up this little like if it break out, I mean it can run to about point 0.3, a point I mean zero zero. Well, it's too many zero. But for a low cap, it is possible. Even though right now it is way overextended. So it's really hard for me to predict this guy. Goes long. I mean, it ran up a lot already. Well, I chatted with like Carrie and I remember who I was on Discord last Friday. I was messing around with like trading these like new tokens because I saw like those longs were spiking up a lot. So I spent like $350. I bought this guy here. It's called Elon Doge. All right. I was really lucky because I bought it like around right around this right at around this right around here. And then I went to sleep on Saturday when I woke up. It ran up like 400%. So I sold like half of this here and I bought something else. And when you look at this here, Sunday and today, I mean, it retraced to like pretty much where I bought it from. So you're right. I mean, with this sort of like new coins, you have to be very careful. The key thing is don't invest a lot of money. Just put few bucks. And then when it run up, I mean, you gotta take some money out because you never know if this thing is gonna be like a real token or a scam. No, I didn't buy any squid because look at it. I mean, squid is ridiculous. I mean, when you see something that run up that much, let's look at it. Coin market cap. Squid. Okay, Squid Game here. When you see anything that spiked like this, something is definitely wrong. I mean, how can you have something that run up from about 1.2 cent in a matter of like 24 hours to 2800? I mean, who would in the, I mean, but anyway, I was messing around. So what happened is I sold this and I bought some of the game tokens and I posted on Discord. So, I mean, if you guys interested, you can join Discord, and I'll tell you like how long would it take for me to lose my 350 bucks. So far, let's see what I have right now. Um, my 350 bucks is actually worth five and a quarter. So yeah, Squid is it's definitely Squid Games is an it's like an up coin. I wonder if like Upshot or whatever its nickname, the new nickname is what like I forgot. Is he gonna come up with another coin? But let's see here. It's I don't like this kind of new coins because I mean it's most of it are really shit coin. But to be honest, it is exciting, and that's why I only like start with like 350 bucks just for fun. Oh, Chris Crypto. So can we pre-order Chris coin? We gotta make him rich, man. But anyway, just kidding. Let's see what else here. Um, we talk about Polkadot. Um, cellular network. Cellular network is. I think it's gonna run soon. I mean, it's due. It's been in consolidations since like the last week in September. So it's almost like 6 weeks already. And so far, I mean, it has been within my consolidation range, which is like 11.8 to 17 cents. Very much. Low roller scratcher. Upshot is back on YouTube. He's doing well on YouTube. People still watching him. Well, I have to say that people are very forgiving, which is good because, hey, um, okay. Yeah, cellular network is something that you can, I mean, seriously, for me, you just buy it and leave it there. Don't even think about it because we've seen how it popped. It popped like 10 times. This thing right now, the market cap is so low. Cellular is very much similar to Matic. And if you look at Matic, Polygon Matic, the market cap of Polygon Matic, let's see here. The market cap is 12 billion. And when you look at Cellular, Cellular is less than a billion. So Cellular has a lot of room to run up. The reason, I mean, it is not moving up as fast as we like to see it, or as quick as we like to see it, because it just ran up so much, and ran up so much. It just has to retrace, consolidate, and it's going to run up again. So Kona, you're exactly right. I remember when everyone was called ship a shit coin. Wait a minute. I did call Shiba a shit coin. Why? Because in the beginning, Shiba didn't have anything. It's just a clone of Dogecoin. But after Shiba came out with Ship Swap, I think that's when I changed my mind. I mean, if you guys follow me, you know. I call Shiba a shitcoin. Yes. Yes, Shiba is young, but remember this here. Let's look at the market cap for Shiba. I mean, it's getting up there as well. All right, remember this here. The market cap for Shiba is 37 billion. It is no longer in like, I mean, less than 10 billion. That's why expect it is a lot tougher for Shiba to spike like the way that we've seen it in the past few weeks. In the past few weeks, I mean, Shiba spiked up by a lot because the market cap was still low. But as the market cap get over 30 billion, it's going to be a lot tougher to see this sort of like vertical rise. Because if we have another vertical rise like this, then you look at Shiba at like 80, 100 billion, it's going to be tough. Oh my God, David, you're right. Yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm glad that you're online today. So are you on the road today or what? But yeah, I mean, I think Shiba has been good to a lot of people. So, but I do expect to see Shiba trade sideways for a while. It has to, it has to get this Bollinger Band contract because right now, I mean, it's really tough. AK in shift invested last year. Now, Yanni, I don't think so. Now, think of this way here: the entire market cap of Shiba, the entire market cap of Shiba is 38 billion. So 38 billion, the entire market cap, and that is all of the coins that are in circulation. I mean, which is like half a quadrillion. So there's no way that AK invested last year would worth 5 billion. No. Because if you look at 5 billion, I mean 38 divided by 5, that's about what, 7, 8, let's call it like 7.5 times. 7.5 times 8,000? No, that's definitely not it. Then the other YouTuber, I don't think that he does his math correctly. Because think of this way here. AK, I mean, this person must have owned like 1/7 of all the outstanding Shiba token for the value of his holding to be 5 billion. So it could be 5 million. It makes sense. I don't see how, or maybe 50 million, but there's no way it could be 5 billion. Um, all right. Let's look at the, I know Carrie asking me about VChain. So let's look at VChain. VChain is still doing good. I mean, since the last time we looked at it, it's broke out and it's been trending up on this upward channel. Here's the thing. Every time when Bitcoin retraces, we expect to see all the altcoin, including, I mean, VChain included, to retrace. But the minute Bitcoin stabilize, then we see this sort of like run up. So VChain right now is about, it's riding the support of this upward channel. I mean, it still has room to run up. I forgot exactly what my prediction for VChain was as a breakout of this. I remember now. This is the, okay, let's go back to this. Look at the 4 hour. All right, I think I remember now. All right. VChain broke out of this kind of like a falling wedge here. So breakout, technically, the target should take it to this around this. So it's very close to that. Then it retraced. But at the same time, when you look at the pattern here, it ran up. No, it retraced, ran up, retraced, spike up, retrace. So it was also forming this inverted head and shoulder and broke out right at around this point. Okay. So, I mean, just a rule of thumb, I think, yeah, I remember I did a video about this. It should take it to about 17, 18 cents. I mean, I don't know the exact. All of this is just like a, a guesstimate, but this is what it is here. It should run up. I mean, retest this and run higher. Linda, SHIB more popular among Asians, Doge more American. I think sheep, I think Shiba was created in China, right? I mean, somebody told me that because in the beginning, I mean, I did some research on Shiba, and there was a lot of like the Chinese social media influencers. They were pumping it. That's right because one of the Chinese billionaire, he was like the shift father, just like Elon for Dogecoin. I still remember the first video I did. Carrie, right now you cannot, thank you, but right now you cannot give super chat yet until, you know, the issues that I have with YouTube is resolved. So I appreciate that. Um, all right, let's take a look at BitTorrent. I I've been like accumulating BitTorrent because I believe that BitTorrent is gonna spike big time. And the reason I say that because of this really unusual volume. I mean, when you look at BitTorrent, this is the 4 hour chart. And even if we look at back around like the May time frame, when BitTorrent kind of like went on this massive bull run from like point 0.1 up a penny, is it right? All the way to like 1.3 cents. The volume increased, but when you look at this, it's really nothing comparing to what we're seeing right now. Okay. And I think I went over like last time during the live stream. To me, this is definitely, I mean, especially the price was kind of like trading sideways, but the volume increased. To me, this is definitely accumulation. When they accumulate, they don't allow the price to go up. Every time when the price go up, they're going to short it to get the price to go down, and they accumulate it. And then at this point, I believe that they're done with accumulation. That's why you see all of a sudden the volume is like back to normal. And then you see they let the price go up. So I hope that I'm right, but I believe this guy is going to spike because last time when I see something like this, that was with Wink. And that's when I did a video about Wink. I mean, when you look at Wink, I don't know what time frame, but there was a huge amount of accumulation right here, right at around this here. The price pretty much traded sideways. You see, huge accumulation. Look at the volume. And then after that, the price spiked up. I think it ran up by like 60 or 80% or something like that one day. So, and when you look at like BitTorrent, I mean, it is due. Um, it is due for a big run because the last time when it ran up, I mean, it ran up from 0.2 of a penny all the way to about 0.5, so that's like 2.5 times. And unfortunately, right at this point, we had the Bitcoin flash crash. And after that, I mean, BitTorrent has a tough time recovering. But when you look at this, it's broke out of this falling wedge. So as part of this breakout, it should take it to this. But at the same time, we see this sort of like huge accumulation. I do believe it's going to run way past this. So I hope I'm right. Another one that I like, which is Cardano. It's just like Cardano has been sleeping as well. But one thing about Cardano is we've seen that with Cardano before. Remember, like when Cardano around like the May spiked up to like a 246. After that, retrace, pretty much like been sleeping. And all of a sudden, when it popped, it ran to about 3.1. When you look at the trend, exactly the same thing. It's ran up, retrace. Again, this is a really good like example to look at like the Bollinger Band. That's why, I mean, I look at a lot of these indicators rather than just like looking at the, the shape or or the candlestick itself, because this thing here, the indicators are extremely important. When you look at this, very much the same. Spike up, Bollinger Band way overextended. Retrace, the band starting to kind of like contract. It get really tight at this point. Then you start seeing the price dip, bounce right up. The minute it break out, you see the band expanded. Vertical run up. And then after that, the Bollinger Band get really overextended again. And that's why we see this. Now you look at the Bollinger Band, see how tight it get right now. Isn't this the same thing as like right here? Let me clear this. Right here, then you see this little kind of like retracement. It's almost like a shake out period. Oh, the wick hand shake out. And then you're going to see this spike. See how tight the Bollinger Band is. And now you start seeing the same kind of like little shake out. But the key thing is when you look at the shake out period, you see the drop is like little bit a day. You don't see a major kind of like retrace. I mean, little this here unusual because we had this like Bitcoin flash crash. But now you see the candle is really like, I mean, the wicks are very short. That's why this guy I am accumulating as well because I do believe that Cardano is going to run, and when it run, it will definitely run past this. I mean, history tends to repeat itself, and if you look at it, very much the same. It's going to bounce. It's due. All right. Let's talk about one of the new coin that actually there's a couple of them that I believe has some potential, assuming that if they do it right, okay. One of them that I also bought after I sold like half of my Elon Doge, I bought Sin City. This is a multiplayer game, and obviously, I mean, the price is crazy because right now they're still in like the early stage. But when I look at their website, as well as like like their Twitter account, I really like the concept. I mean, when you look at this sort of like they're creating this multiplayer kind of like, I mean, really cool looking, and you can like buy land, you can sell it. I mean, play to earn. The concept is very similar to like Axie Infinity. If this guy can do 1/10 of Axie Infinity, this could potentially worth, I mean, a lot. I mean, look at the graphic. This is tremendous. I hope this is not like a scam. If they can actually build something like this and then use the token, as gas. I mean, you need token to play this game and earn more tokens. Same like Axie Infinity. I believe this thing can potentially worth a lot of money. So I mean, I put few bucks on this thing and just leave it there. And this is Sin City, and I read their white paper. It's really cool. Hope that these guys can actually finish this because I believe every milestone that they can achieve as part of their roadmap, I mean, the price will definitely spike up. Yeah, here it is. Like this is their roadmap. They launched it just recently, I think October or something like that. And then they're gonna have like NFT marketplace, and then the first quarter in 2022, metaverse beta testing, staking platform, central exchange, and then the last quarter in 2022, launch of Sin City. If they can do this, my guess is by then, I mean, you could possibly look at least 50x from where the price is right now, because right now the market cap is extremely low. When you look at the market cap, it's less than like 10 billion. And it makes sense because right now they don't have anything yet except a pretty website and some sort of like a concept. That's why I throw like, few bucks into this, because I think for these new coins, I like to buy something that they actually have some sort of like a game function, because I think game is really the future. Instead of just like buying a coin that doesn't do anything. I mean, this is, they're building this multiplayer, and you know how popular these things are. Another cool thing is like you can buy land, and then I guess like you can sell it or something like that. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff. But so I've been collecting it. Um, the price is after spike up to, let's say, around like 63 cents. Now it's down to 37 cents. So, but the thing is, with these kind of like coins, the best thing to do is when you buy it and the price spike up, take something off the table. So play with the dealer's money. And after that, I mean, once the project seems to kind of like for real, then you can start adding more money to it. I buy this on Pancake Swap. I mean, this is like on Friday, I started messing around with this. So what I did is I set up a a wallet with like what's it, like Trust Wallet. I set up a Trust Wallet, and then I deposited like 350 bucks into that. And then with a Trust Wallet, you can buy, well, actually, let's see how it works here. First, you have to have a Trust Wallet, and then you have to buy like Binance coins, and then you swap Binance coin with Sin City token. David, James, I mean, if you guys are interested in this, I will make up a video about how to do this, and I'll post it on the Patreon page. I mean, if you haven't set up a Trust Wallet, and if you haven't messed around with like pancake swaps, I will do a video. But just remember this: these things are extremely volatile. You don't know whether or not this thing is real or not. So just don't put a lot of money in. I mean, I put like $100, and the reason I put like $100 because remember I told you, I mean, I bought like Elon Doge, and then I was lucky. It spiked up 400% overnight. So I sold half of that. So I still got like a whole bunch of Elon Doge. But look at Elon Doge. All right, look at it here. So this is what happened. I bought it on Friday night. Bought it on Friday night, right around this point. I mean, wake up Saturday. Wow. Up 400%. So I sold half of that. And I used that money to buy Sin City. So I still have like 350. I mean, that's everything I put in is 350. And there's also another one called Everett. I also got a couple bucks on that. Everest coin. Same concept. Um, I mean, this is gaming. Look at their. Oh no, not this guy. Everest coin website. Oh no, this one here. This is the same thing. I mean, same concept. I love like crypto that based around some sort of like a multiplayer game because I love Axie Infinity so much. I mean, the same thing. If you look at like their, yeah, I mean, you can climb, hunt, farming, base building, all the neat stuff. And then you can play to earn. Again, I mean, this thing is similar to Sin City. If this guy can actually develop the game and launch it, it could worth a lot. So for these new coins, I'm thinking about like I mean going after this game. Hopefully, if 1 out of 5 make it, then it's definitely worth it. But otherwise, I mean these are shit coins. So let's see here, David. That's the way to do it. You know, you never know. Here, all right. Since I'm on a roll, especially talking about shitcoin, the reason I bought this, okay, Elon Doge, because I don't know, somebody on maybe it's Carrie or somebody from uh, on Discord, they were talking about this like um, Doge lawn and how much it was spiking up. And I look at like the website for Doge lawn. All right, look at Doge lawn. I mean, I was looking at this thing here. Look at the website, basically read their white paper because I want to see what is their vision and all of that. And then I just happened to run into this like Elon Doge. I read this guy. I mean, they are pretty much the same. And these guys are also planning to do something. It's not kind of like game, but like Elon Farm. You can actually farm on their platform, and then you can earn money and all that stuff. So I was looking at it. I said, well, those Elon Doge or Doge Mar. I mean, it's really nothing. Let's see here. 1 second. Uh, Doge Mar. All right. I mean, these guy doesn't have anything yet. I mean, look at this. Everything is like a concept. Nothing is for real yet. Okay, and yet the market cap is 1 billion. So if this guy here somehow, if he gets some sort of like exposure, Elon Doge, the market right now is like that's. I mean, when I bought it, it was like only 4 million. So I figure if Elon Doge can easily do like I mean 100 million. Look, even like Tiger King Coin market cap right now is like 100 million. I mean, it's crazy. Look at this, 192 million. I mean, if this shitcoin can do that, then Elon Doge can definitely do 100 million. So that's why I just throw like 350 bucks in that. And now I still got, I mean, after I sold half of that, I still got about 10 billion Elon Dogecoin. So if Elon Dogecoin ever get like to about 100 million, I can buy a Tesla with that money. So just put a couple bucks in there and don't think about it. Yeah, that's what it is. Um, Hi. Yeah, I mean they have a lot of coins, but the thing is for a game, I mean, and you need to have this coin in order to play. It can use up a lot of coins now. Um, Mana, I miss out on Mana. I mean, yesterday, not yesterday, but on Sunday, after Mana ran up to about like 4.9, then it retraced to 220. I was gonna buy it, but I forgot, and now it's up at 215. And all of this because of Facebook changed their name. This is also a gaming. I mean, I love game. And look at this guy. Look at the market cap for Mana. The Central Land, 5 billion, almost 6 billion. You see? If we're lucky, like Sin City or Everest, if it's just 1 billion, I mean, that's 100. Right now, the market cap of those guys are like less than 10 million. So you look at 100 times. But Mana spiked up a lot. I think it could still potentially run up more. Yeah, I mean it's consolidate, forming this symmetrical wedge. There's a chance that it could spike up and retest this high. The thing is, looking at the stochastic oscillator, I mean, it's definitely still in this like neutral zone. The Bollinger Band is a little bit expanded. It's yeah, the Bollinger Band is pretty wide, but I don't know whether or not it can run past this. But there's a chance it may retest this. It's after that it does need to consolidate. Um, Sim City unlock. Oh, I have to look into that. Uh, yeah, but I mean, I bought it because I just love the concept they have. Kona, you're exactly right. I mean, Kona wrote, whoever thought that playing Sonic was a precursor to literally gaining wealth by collecting virtual coins? That's what it is. And like I look at the first video I did on Axie Infinity was when Axie was trading at around like 50 some, I think right at this point here, right at this point, 52 bucks. I mean, seriously, I never thought that 2 months later I would have, my target price for Axie Infinity is 220. 2 months ago, I would never thought that Axie would even go past 100. So, but look at Axie. And the thing about Axie is like every time when it run, it you see like 20, 30% of the time. I mean, it's just like vertical run. And now it just broke out. I mean, it just broke out of this symmetrical triangle here. No, actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, this is actually what they call is like a bull pendant. It broke out. The first time when it broke out, spiked up, ran to about 170. And retrace, consolidate. Now it's beginning to run again. Target for this is 220. See, that's why I love Axie. But for me right now, Axie is just getting too expensive. I'd rather buy those like shit coins um, that kind of like copying Axie's concept. But the growth potential is a lot more because, man, when you look at Axie right now, look at their market cap, it's 8 billion. It's getting up there. But hey, anything that to me less than 30 billion, you can still see, I mean, it run vertically. And that's what we've been seeing. But once it hit like 30 billion, then it's a lot tougher. Yeah, I went over Bitcoin earlier. See, Bitcoin is still struggling right now. It is still struggling. I mean, we still don't see the volume still very low. So, all right, I promise I'm gonna David and James. I will spend some time. I don't know whether this week or next week, but I will make a video how to show you guys set up a trust wallet and then how to swap it and all that stuff. So hopefully a year from now, Sin City or Everest would be a $1 billion market cap. That'd be nice. Let's see what else here. Oh, I like Solana. Um, Listen, do they have a shot? Definitely, definitely. I mean, look at this way here. You remember like MySpace, right? And then Facebook. When MySpace was so popular, everybody was saying that there's no way Facebook can compete with MySpace. But that was a long time ago. Where's MySpace now? The problem with Ethereum is their, I mean, their fee is just too high. I mean, the gas, they have to reduce that. Right now, if you look at like most of the new coins right now, and I've been kind of like messing around with it, the majority of them are running on the Binance blockchain because it's cheaper. Not many is running on the Ethereum blockchain. I mean, look at this. Look at most of the new one. Let's look at like the recently added. Let's just look at this guy. This one is running on Avalanche, the new blockchain. Let's look at this guy here. This one is running on the Binance Smart Chain. So most of the new projects, see Binance. I mean, they are not running um, on Ethereum, but the Ethereum has the advantage that it's been around for so long. Most of the major Fortune 500 companies are adopting it. So that's why Ethereum is doing well. I mean, Ethereum is a great project, but hey, there is definitely room for many projects. Low roller, MySpace is alive, but who know about MySpace? Nobody care about MySpace anymore. It's irrelevant. But I mean, Ethereum it will still be like a big blockchain, but Solana has a lot of um, has a lot more room to run up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, let's look at the market cap for Solana right now. Is it like 50 billion or 60 billion? And look at Ethereum. Ethereum is half a trillion. So, I mean, I don't see why Solana cannot be at least a quarter trillion in market cap. Polkadot is another great one. Avalanche is also good. Cardano, all these guys, I mean, they're competing with Ethereum. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, just like we have so many different type of cars. We have Tesla, we have Ford, we have Chevy. They all do well. Low roller, do you believe Plan B prediction? Bitcoin can reach 98,000 this month. Realistically, no, I don't believe that. But hey, anything can happen. But for me, there's no way that Bitcoin can reach 90, 98,000 um, this month. I mean, it's impossible. How? Christopher, oh, thank you. You know what, low roller? Yes, we can dream about that, but sometimes we have to be realistic about that as well. I mean, I do believe in like managing our expectation because if we do that, then we don't fall into the trap of like getting frustrated and then get rid of it. Just like I know a lot of people get rid of like cellular network when it dropped down to about like 2 or 3 cents, and they get all upset when they see it spike up. Now this is another one of those like quote unquote new coins or shit coin that I also bought. I bought like $50. It's called Doge Dash. I mean, it's been running like crazy. I bought it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I mean, it and when you look at like Doge Dash, this is also gaming as well. And if this guy can do what they promise, I mean, it could be $1 billion company. I mean, this is the concept that they have there. What you do is like they create these games just like um, it's like Mario's brother, and the idea is you go and you collect coins and play to earn. Look at this here. Um, Look at the roadmap. See, the key thing is like they're gonna launch the game. I mean, everything evolve around the game. Also, NFT as well. Um, December 2021. That is when they say that they're gonna launch this game. So, I mean, if Upshot is not part of the team, then hopefully it's not going to be a rug pull. And if this guy can actually launch the game by December of this year, I mean, I do expect to see the price spike up. Maybe that's why it's been going up, and the market cap is really really low. Wow, it's already 45 million. When I bought it, it was like a 10 million. Yeah, I mean it's been steadily rise. They launched, spike up, and then gave up most of it. But since then, it's been like trending up. So this is another one of my, I mean, pilot. Let me call it pilot, because I have never buy any of these like new coins before, especially these type of like quote unquote shit coins. All right, low roller. I look at like Floki. You guys may not like me when I say that, but I don't like it. But even those, I mean, hey, it's been spiking up a lot. And if you just happen to buy into Floki when it first launched, by the way, that is what I'm hoping with some of these new coins because I'm buying it in the beginning now. You're making a lot of money if it run up. Right now, the market cap is what? The market cap is 1 billion. Oh, 2 billion. And the thing is, like, I mean, I look at the website, Floki Inu. I mean, I read the roadmap. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing in there that wows me at all. They talk about like the app games, but there's nothing in there that's detail about this. It's almost like somebody just sit there and okay, let's do some sort of like a brainstorming, and then after that, I mean, they summarize that. Okay, game. All right, game. I mean, look at this. There's not really anything there in here that stand out. So that's why I don't I don't buy this thing. And also another thing is like the market cap is just so high right now. For me, this is my rule here, especially with this like new coins. I will not buy anything that is more than 15 million in market cap. I like to buy I mean, most of it are new coins, less than that. So, Filani, Bitrise, I like Bitrise. The only thing I don't like about Bitrise because it's been running up so much. Man, this thing been like on steroid, Bitrise. Right here, see? I actually looked at Bitrise on Saturday because I wanted to get some. But then when I look at the price, I'm just going to wait until, because it will drop. I mean, with these new coins run up like that, then you're going to see at least about like 50% haircut. And the minute it stabilized, I mean, maybe a good time to go in. So that's the same thing with like like Elon Doge, the one I bought that ran up like 400% in 24 hours. The same thing right after that. I mean, it dropped like crazy. See, spike up, dropped like crazy. Now it's starting to stabilize. So now it's getting close to, I mean, to buy. All right, I think we spent so much time on this like new coins, but it's weird because think about it. I mean, if you put like $1,000 in shitcoin, Shiba Inu, when it first launched, like around January of last year, your $1,000 probably worth like 10, 20 million. That could be with some of these like new coins if we're lucky. So that's why I mean I started doing this stuff just like a pilot project. Hopefully out of this year we may see another Dogecoin or another Axie Infinity or another Shiba Inu. See this guy Doge Dash, he's running like crazy. I'm definitely gonna buy some more of this guy because I'm just betting on the fact that like by December, if they can launch their game, this thing could be at like few hundred million in market cap here. But it could drop down to zero if they don't, if they cannot launch this thing. So let's see. All right, let's talk about QuantCoin. Ah, I did a video about QuantCoin. It's on my new channel, OptionsZilla. The problem with QuantCoin is we have this like bears the 10-day drop below the 50 days. I think I did a video about QuantCoin right at this point, and I was hoping that I mean, this thing would continue to trend up, and then the 10-day would reverse direction. If that is the case, then Quant would move up, but it was not able. I mean, when you look at like history, Guan was like running up very, very fast. And every time in the past, when you have like when the 10-day was about to drop below the 50 days, it reversed direction right away. And the price continued to trend up. I mean, and one time here, when the 10-day dropped below the 50-day, it bounced right up and then reversed direction. But this time, it wasn't able to. I mean, right now the problem is like the 10 days continue to lag the 50 days and it's continued to trend down. Trade over the 10 days, then it's okay. If there's a breakdown, I mean, there's a chance that it could go a lot further down. Quant is a great project, so I hope that is not going to be the case. Yeah, those lawn Mars, it's just hype. All right, let's see here. Mohammed Algo. Let's see here. Let me go take a quick look at that. Oh, this guy Spike has been in consolidations. Yeah, I'm look like right now he's developing this. Been trading sideways for a while. Yeah, I mean, I think if Bitcoin stabilizes, this guy's going to run because the 10 days now, I mean, it's leading the 50 days. So right now, once he's starting to trade over the 10 days, then you're going to see him break out of this here. And I mean, right now, I'm just based on a very quick kind of like rule of thumb analysis here. I mean, target could potentially be, I mean, to about $3. So, yeah, this is a good project. I like this a lot. I like this guy, and I like engine. This one is great. Engine coin. Yeah, he been spiking up as well. I mean, volume pickup and everything else. Um, but anyway, go back to Doge. No, Doge is recovering right now, and right now it is trading 27 cents. You see, every time when he dropped below the 10 days, buy a step in. So technically, I mean, he is still in this uptrend. Look at this, still in this uptrend. And he is still outside of this symmetrical triangle. I mean, but he is slow because there's no volume. But the good thing is he hasn't break down yet. So I still believe that he's gonna pop. I gotta give him some time. That's it. I mean, nothing we can do. Brent Riley, can you do a conclusion or summary before you add? Well, I don't know what you mean by that. Is a summary about Dogecoin? Um, I think right now, I mean, with Dogecoin, you gotta give it some time. It's gonna pop. The same thing is like we look at like Shiba before. It took Shiba a long time, almost 6 months. It was trading sideways, doing nothing. But the minute it popped, it goes. Doge is not going anywhere. Um, but one thing I have to say is we probably lose quite a few retail investors because it's just like those have been too slow, and Shiba is getting a lot of attention right now. Um, the only thing concern me is Bitcoin. I like to see Bitcoin, I mean, trade over 63,000 because as long as Bitcoin is still like messing around at the 62 and drop to 60,000 and all of that, that is scary. That is scary because of this head and shoulder here. So I like to see Bitcoin trade over the right shoulder. Otherwise, I mean, we still in this kind of like, for me, nervous territory. And that's one of the reasons why, like most of the alts quite ready to run. I mean, like NKN, I remember NKN was spiking up big. It ran up Let's see. Look at NKN. Yeah, I mean, NKN spiked up to like 74 cents, and then Bitcoin having problem. I mean, so it retraced. Right now, NKN is continue to run again. I mean, look at the volume. That's what we need with Dogecoin. We don't have it. Once we have this volume here, I mean, this thing will spike. So NKN is looking good. Most of these altcoins are beginning to run. Um, Zilliqa is looking good as well. Zilliqa is it's trending up here. Um, Obviously, Matic has been running. Um, it ran up so much. Right now, it has to retrade. And look at the Bollinger Band on a daily. You see, whenever the Bollinger Band get overextended, I mean, my rule of thumb, when to sell, very simple. Let's say when I look at this, all right, let's say if I were to buy at this point here, and then the price spike up, the minute I see the band get overextended, the key for me is really, I mean, this is just experience. I mean, it's once you start seeing the price kind of like shoot outside of the upper band for like 2 or 3 days, then I mean, not then but based on what I've seen in the past, that it is kind of like ready for a retracement. And if you don't believe me, look at any chart right now, any stocks or any crypto. The minute it pop outside of the upper band of the Bollinger Band, that is when I'm setting my sell order in. You guys were asking me about like the 50-50 strategy. When do I know when to sell and all of that? First thing is based on like, okay, if there is a pattern and if there's a target, if I don't have that, then whenever, I mean, the price get way overextended like this, then it's time to sell. Um, the same thing with like, if you look at like any one of these, how many won? See here, when you look at how many won, the price spike up, and then you see for a few days, it shoot outside of the upper band of this Bollinger Band here. And after that, you see this retracement. And it's likely that we may even see more retracement because let's look at this here. I mean, at this bottom right at this point, it spiked up all the way to the top. Right now, so far, it retraced by about 38.2%. We may see it bounce up, but it's likely minimum we would see is about 50% retracement. So I would expect to see Harmony retrace to about 25 cents. And then it's going to bounce up and run higher again. So that's what I do. I mean, when it way overextended like this, that's when I sell. And just sit and wait for the price to hit around a 50. Sometime it dropped below 50 as well. We've seen this thing drop down by like 78.6%. I mean, I can show you that right now. See, just like right here. All right, let's just clear this. So the first time when this thing spiked up from this point, spike all the way to this, we see this retracement. And if we were to base on this Fibonacci kind of like right here to about there, you see this thing, when it retraced, more than 50%. It's in between 61.8 and 78.6%. Always. I mean, then you're going to see it bounce up again. You're going to see same thing with this, and then like that. So But anyway, gang, it's getting late, so I am glad that I've seen so many familiar faces during the live stream, especially like David. Um, I know Tudor is back, but he hasn't showed up on any of this live stream yet. Hopefully, maybe next Monday he's going to show up. I'll try to go back to live stream every Monday. That way we can have like this direct interaction. Um, Beside that, Dogecoin, I still believe that it's going to run. So just give it some time. Shiba Inu, to me, it's already ran up a lot. And at the point 0.9, it could be the top for a while. And I hope that I'm wrong. Hope that it can. I mean, we already seen the second wave, it bounce up like that. Point 0.9 could be the top for a while. I mean, we may see this thing trade sideways for a while just to get the Bollinger Band basically reformed. Right now, it's just way overextended. But hey, Shiba makes a lot of people a lot of money. Um, Cellular network, I think it is ready. I mean, to run because it's been in consolidation for a long time, and it's been like trading within my range of 11.8 and 17 cent going through this consolidation process. Um, the key is really for it to trade over the 10 days moving average. So far, it hasn't done that yet. So right at around like 14 cents. I mean that once it stabilizes around 14 cents, then I would expect to see it start running. I mean stabilizing meaning that trade for a few days stay over that. Not just one spike and then drop. So seller is fine. Mm. And hopefully Bitcoin would stabilize because Bitcoin stabilized. That will help the rest of the altcoin. So, but anyway, guys, thank you very much and have a good night. I will see you next Monday.